How can I help you, Clyde?
I got something for you.
Oh shit.
What?
Rick Davis is back.
Time to get back to work.
Rick is back.
I know exactly who you are. A nigga used to basic ass bitches.
Somebody gonna tell you something about my club, folks.
No, she didn't mean it.
I'm talking to you.
I'm not disrespecting you, so don't disrespect me.
You disrespecting me by coming in the house and you know me and my son are here.
Whatever we had, it's over.
It's over when I say it's over.
I'm about to get to the bottom of what happened that night, and when I do, fuck you.
I need the security tapes from the night of your relaunch party.
What the fuck you need that for?
That's confidential.
You have a problem?
I sure do. To know when you getting your shit and moving out of my house.
So you will be getting boom out, right?
Like a year ago, we was on opposite sides of this ladder.
You are everything that everybody has ever said you are.
You fuck this one up, next time you see your son be at his high school graduation.
He ain't really want to smoke.
And there you have it. You two, please don't mess with me about the cursing and stuff. I hope they don't come at me about this. But I just wanted to just give you a brief preview. Well, actually, it's not a preview because it's actually already on. It's already streaming right now on Tubi. Make sure you check out The Dirty D. And that's for Detroit, by the way, for all y'all dirty minds. Okay, it's The Dirty D. And that's co-starring my guest that's in the building tonight. And it is such an honor to have him here. I've been a fan of his work for some time. Actor, writer, director. He's also a co-founder of B Swift Productions. So yes, we're going to get into all those things. And I just really so humbled by when I experienced the presence of these individuals that come on my little piece of platform and to share their journey with me. It's never taken for granted. So I'm really looking forward to this. So you know, I had to make sure I had on my bra so I could be presentable enough to come to you before you and present to others, introduce to you Mr. William Bill Smith. Here we go. And here we go, Mr. William Bill Swift in the building, the legend, the icon, the creative genius behind that show, as well as so many others that I can't even name. But like I said, you check them out on Tubi, and if you look at the flyer real closely, you see all the work he's done in the background. So you so you see that as well. So what up, though?
Hey, what's going on? Just a quick thing. And I know you put on the flyer William Bill, which I don't mind because everyone calls me Bill. My middle name is actually just B.
Just OB? Just OB?
That's it.
Oh.
And it's so funny because it's such a when it comes to like credits and it comes to the credits in the films, yeah, I actually leave that up to Carrie because Carrie she's a bulldog for me, and she get people to understand my middle name is just the B. There's no period, there's no dot, there's no B.
Well, ain't that something? That's quite. Well, shout out to Carrie Swift. That's what he's referring to. That's his beloved wife. You know, hopefully she'll be. Can you type in the chat if you hear Mrs. Swift? I would like to see you. You know, if you you should be listening to this. You should be right here. So hopefully you can type in the chat for me. Let me know that you're in the building. Yes. So yeah, they're a creative force together. He and his wife Carrie Swift. You know, they both have they're co-founders of this B Swift Productions. Is it?
Yes.
They're both. Yeah. They're both okay. Yes. So and all of this information, by the way, that I'm talking about is in the description box underneath this video. If it's not taken down for the for that trailer. I hope they don't take it down because I didn't know it was going to have all that in the trailer.
LB doesn't hide a whole lot. She just puts it right out there and lets people understand.
Apparently,
walking into.
Yes, LB is Lisa Brown, the creative force behind the Dirty D, the Dirty A, the Dirty C, I believe that's coming out. So yes, she's behind that. And by the way, I've also reached out to you, Miss Brown. Reach back, please. I'm trying to get you here too. Yes. So shameless plug, by the way. But
you gotta do it. She's very busy. I know she's working on some other creative ventures. Her and Carrie and I worked together on something a couple of weeks ago, and then she's also starting to think about season 5.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Exclusive, y'all. Okay.
And then, of course, she's whether she's done writing, but she's the first full season of the Dirty C. So, with those of you out there on YouTube with your dirty minds, yes, Dirty D, Dirty A, Dirty C, you guys figure it out.
You figure it all out, exactly. And this, and you know what? And also, and this all the stuff that I could be promoting. You know, I could be promoting this, you know, as well. If y'all come back on the platform, you know, because I'm sure this won't be Mr. Swift's last time here. Is that correct, Mr. Swift?
You got it. I'll be here as often as you want me to, and as long as I'm not hung up on somebody's set. I'm happy to be here.
Mr. Swift, do me a favor. Can you turn your volume up a little bit? Just a smidge?
My volume?
Yes, because you, just a little bit, yeah.
I'm cranked all the way up. So
you cranked? Okay. All right. Thank you. Yes. So, but let me ask you something real quick, because I just appreciate the fact that how professional you were when you responded to me right away. It ain't hurt a knuckle. You ain't hurt your finger, did you? Did you hurt a knuckle? Did you get any cramp?
Not a one.
No, not a one. Okay, so you responded right away. I gave you a date and a time. You said, okay, that I'm available. Is it virtual or in person? Like, you responded to me right away. And I know that people have a lot going on, but I mean, you still made the time to respond. And I want to thank you for that. I really am really honored that you did that. But I also was curious as to what made you decide to accept my invite.
I'm always happy when someone reaches out and they want to do, you know, an interview like this, or they want to talk, have a sit down. As long as it works with the schedule, and that's the reason why I asked whether it was virtual, because where am I going to be? What am I doing? And obviously this is a lot easier, but you know, like I'm happy to sit down and talk to practically anybody. Carrie, I tell you, you had to staple my tongue down to get me to stop talking. So. You know, it's just it was something we haven't had the pleasure of meeting each other and talking to each other. So right now is the best time.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. And it's so wonderful to meet you, by the way. Yes. But also, I want to let you know before we begin, I want to let you know you have a crush. There's someone that has a little crush on you. When they saw your flyer, they really liked what they saw. They was like, it was very distinguished. And that's my mom. She's like, who's this man? He's like, well, he's fine. You know, he's fine. You know, so yes. So she liked what she saw. Yes, I had to just put that out there. Shout out to my mom. She was trying to call me, by the way. I don't know if she remembers that I'm live, but
make sure you tell me I said hi and thank you for the kind words.
Yes, I will. I will definitely do that. Yes. So Mr. Swift, I always like to start in the beginning. Anytime I talk about one's journey, and I love to hear about the beginnings. And I know you have some beginnings, not just a beginning, but you have beginnings because you've been here like for some time now. So, but you've had some beginnings. But I really want to get into the upbringing, your childhood. You know, from Detroit. Yes. So I want to go, like I said, to the very beginning, and well, you know, as far as you can remember, but you know, because I like to hear the stories, like whether you was born and raised to a 2-parent household, 1-parent household, siblings, cousins. I want to hear. I want us to start there.
Okay. And I will. Admittedly, my memory is about as long as my hair, so full disclosure on that one. But yes, I was born. I'm the youngest of 6 kids. Born.
Wow.
Both parents were in the house the entire time. God rest both of them, wonderful people. They were married for 40 plus years.
Nice.
When my father passed away, my mom had passed away a few years before him. Unfortunately, we lost mom in her early 50s and lost dad
Oh, wow, that's young.
We lost dad just a few years later.
Wow.
So, but yeah, I was born and raised in Detroit proper. We lived in East Detroit for a number of years until I was 6 or 7.
Oh, okay.
The last house I can remember over there was 7 Mile and State Fair. I went to an elementary school called Burbank, which was kitty corner.
Okay. We'll get to that. We get to elementary school. Yeah, but before you get to that, Mr. Swift, I want to know, because you mentioned backstage about the whole initial B. Can you do you know this backstory behind that as to why you only had an initial middle name? A middle initial?
That's actually an interesting, well, to some people it's an interesting story. So my dad, I was named after my great-grandfather on my father's side. And his nickname was Sugar Bill because he used to run moonshine.
Okay.
And back then there wasn't zip codes and stuff like that for mail. They just did it by people's names. You know, there was a person in this another, and his last name was Couch, and another William Couch.
Are you serious?
Yes. So another William Couch moved into the same county, and their mail started getting screwed up. So my great grandfather, as the story is told to me, adopted the middle initial B. And so when I came along, I was named after him, which was William B. Swift, my dad's last. Come to find out afterwards, no one apparently, no one that I knew of, knew his middle name was actually Brian.
Oh, no one knew. Did he know?
But no one knew until all of his, you know, whether it was his baptismal records or everything came out, passed away. Or I would have been William Bryan. And if I was William Bryan, then I probably wouldn't have a wife named Carrie because she's not fond of the name Bryan. So,
oh my goodness.
So here we are as William B. And I mean, the name makes a statement. William B. Swift.
Right. Yeah, because, you know, I'll put on the flyer Bill because, you know, Bill is always short for William, you know, so I just, you know, that's in the flow.
And I didn't have an issue with it because most people call me Bill.
Okay.
Outside of the people that call me Cap. Most people call me Bill, so I was just fine with that.
Okay, good. I'm glad. And also William is my son's name as well. So that's good. That's a good name. Good name. Yeah, but thank you for sharing that history. So with that, because you said you have some few hustlers, like you said that your uncle sold moonshine. Was anybody else in your family that was, you know, about that life?
Well, growing up in Detroit, my older brothers, they dabbled into some of the wares of the street. We'll put it that way. From time to time, it wasn't something that was if you want to call it a profession. None of us were ever into any real kind of trouble or anything of that nature. I mean, you get back then, you know, you get hemmed up a little bit, but none of the kids ever got into that kind of thing. Me personally, once I got into high school, I was in full Army mode, and there was just
got you. Okay, so like I said, so I want to establish a timeline here because I really want to get more. I want to, whatever you can remember, I want to dig a little deeper more into your upbringing. Because you said you lost your parents because I mean they were gone way too soon. But just from what you was mentioning about them having a marriage that long, so they got married real young.
Yes, well, yeah. My dad was seven plus years older than my mom, and heck, my mom, God rest her, and she'll beat me for saying this, but she got pregnant with my oldest brother at the age of 14. So, and I believe that she was 16 when her and my dad actually
got together.
And so they subsequently got married, and the rest of us came along. So, yeah, it wasn't a, you know, you look back on it and living in Detroit and in areas that we lived in, you know, as a lot of people in Detroit, we didn't have much. But we learned and understood that we appreciate what you have because there are always people that have less.
So now, why I mean, it's obvious, but I'm asking for a reason here. But why such the emphasis on appreciating what you have, based on what? Like, based on, can you give a little bit more input as to why we should appreciate what you have based on your background?
Well, a lot of that really came from Dad, and him growing up in rural Cincinnati and subsequently the border of Kentucky. There, sort of back. His parents lived in Cincinnati. His grandparents lived in Kentucky, so he sort of went back and forth with that. And growing up on a farm, you just didn't always have. And the way he was raised is that you made emphasis and appreciated the things that you had. You can sneeze and it can be gone. B, as he always told us, no matter how little we think we have, there is somebody that is less fortunate. And
True.
would look at what we had at that time as being blessed.
Yes.
So you appreciate what you have, no matter what it is. You appreciate what you have, and embrace it.
Absolutely.
Always a strive for more and better, but you just embrace what you have.
Yeah, absolutely. And I agree. And so before we get any further, I want to make sure that I understand. Do you have any spiritual beliefs?
Yes, I'm basically was raised Baptist, was saved and baptized Baptist. In my 30s, I converted or chose to become Catholic, which oddly enough, and this is a different, funnier, but the premiere that we went to, in the show, one character asked another character, "Are you Christian or are you Catholic?" Like,
same difference.
Isn't that the same thing? I mean,
yeah, Catholics or Christians. Mm-hmm.
Catholics or Christians.
Mm-hmm.
So faith-wise, right now, I'm a Catholic. Would I say practicing Catholic? No, because I haven't been to church in some time. I believe in and live within the faith that I have within.
Okay. So your belief is in God?
Oh, yes.
Okay. I want to make sure I establish that before we go any further. Because I like to respect anybody's faith, anyone's belief system. That's why I want to make sure I establish that right away. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now, what is the age? What is the year difference between you and your sibling that is, the second to you?
So that would be my brother Joe. We're roughly 18 months apart.
Irish twins. Okay.
We're the closest in the family. There's a comedian out there that always said, if you're the first child, there's a reason why your parents had another one. Because, no, we can't stop here. This is broken. And if you're the last child, there's a reason why they said, no, we're not doing that again. Because look at that thing.
Oh my God.
But virtually all of us were plus or minus in months, 2 years apart.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't that far of a gap?
No. So my oldest brother Leonard, God rest him, is 10 years older than I am.
Okay.
And it just sort of cycled down by every 2 years.
But gotcha. So let me ask you, Mr. Swift. So growing up, because like we all, it's always a test of loyalty, a test of tolerance, and it starts there. That's why I said I always like to go to the beginnings, because it's so much. The self-discovery is a test of faith, is a test of strength. And you develop so much, right? So I want to get more into like the family dynamic, especially you and your siblings. I mean, you have to share like this, say that you have bunk beds. Did you have to sleep on the couches sometimes, and had to fight over the who's going to watch the TV and what's going to be what show you're going to watch? Fight over whose snack is whose, and ration out was available in the kitchen. Like, I want to get into that.
So we did have bunk beds at one point when we lived in Detroit before. So like I said, we lived in East Detroit for up until I was like 6 or 7, and then we moved to Southwest Detroit, and we stayed there all the way until I went to the Army and then went off and did my own thing. But at one point in Detroit, one of the houses that we lived in, and I can't remember I remember how it looked, but I don't remember exactly where it was. But it was a duplex, and we lived 6 kids, 2 parents in a flat duplex. So me and my 3 brothers slept in the same bedroom,
right,
on 2 sets of bunk beds, and my 2 sisters slept in the next bedroom on their bunk beds, and then my parents had their room. So yes, we were at times stacked on top of each other. The other funny thing, you're talking about like snacks and whatnot. the as happens from time to time, me being the youngest, I was tasked multiple times. Go ask mom if we can have ice cream. She won't tell you no.
Oh, you were spoiled?
Go ask mom if we can have a snack. She won't tell you no. Why won't she tell me no?
You were the scapegoat. You're the youngest. Were you spoiled?
No. I mean, I was the youngest, and to say that my mom and I had a fantastic relationship.
Okay, got you. Okay,
we did. We had a fantastic relationship. I miss her dearly. But that being said, we had nothing to spoil. So when it came to, you get in trouble, you're getting your tail beat. That's just what it was. So there was really no spoiling. They always sent me in there because I was the smallest, and apparently, I was a pup, and mom felt the pup. No, well, I was the smallest. I was less of a threat to her, so she could beat on me more because.
Oh, see how they do?
Yeah.
You see that? Oh my goodness. Yeah, so they use you as a scapegoat.
Yes. And it didn't work because mom caught on to it real quick and said, "You tell your brothers that." No,
the answer is no.
She knew that I wasn't the only one coming in asking because, at that time I was just as much of a character then as I am now. So most of the time, if I remember correctly, I'd go in and say, "They want to know if we can have a snack."
You ratted them out. You know how to rat them out. Right, because you're like, look, you're not going to keep using me like this. Oh no.
It probably explains some of the scars on my face and
oh no.
Yeah. I was quite the pincushion and the punching bag. So.
Oh no. So no wonder why you went to the military. You was like, oh no, you ain't gonna do this anymore to me. Oh no, I gotta get some combat.
My drill sergeant in basic training, when he found out that I was from Detroit and directly from Detroit, and not some of the people that say I'm from Detroit, but you're actually in a suburb. He's like, so all of this isn't much different for you, is it? I'm like, no, not really.
No, yeah. I heard. I've heard.
Yeah, the gunfire and all that. That's like sleeping music. I'm good.
Yeah, so now let's get but thank you for sharing some of your household shenanigans with us. I appreciate that. But I also want to get into, if you can remember, like I said, elementary, junior high school. I love to hear about that because a lot of times that's not talked about, when it comes to pivotal times in your lives. So, they always go to high school and college, but to me, elementary, junior high school is the moments of self-discovery where you develop the ability to and find out who you really are as far as your anatomy and learning about the opposite sex or the same sex, whatever you want to do. No judgment. Yeah. So, but it starts there. Honestly, when it starts that far back, yeah, because, at that time, believe it, people don't understand that as kids that age between elementary, junior high school. And I was saying this to my last guest, we know more than you think. We are more aware than you think we are. So I want to know, I want to get more of your awareness and more of your self-discovery. So I want to get more of your experience with elementary and junior high school. So
when I say we moved around like gypsies from time to time, we did. We had Carrie is laughs at it because she lived in I think 2 houses from the time that she was born and to the time.
So y'all grew up together?
No.
Oh, okay.
She grew up in the Downriver area, but
okay.
When I was growing up, I bet you we had 15 places that we lived in. So I had 3 different elementary schools growing up. I went to Guyton, and then Burbank, and then settled in McGraw Elementary when we moved to Southwest Detroit. We were bused over to McGraw Elementary, and then from there I went to Amelia Earhart Middle School, which is actually now it's a K-8, but it's still there. And then Western High School, and I graduated from Western. And
okay.
To your point of discovery, I'll tell this story and I'll let the people that are watching laugh or whichever way they want to take it. But I think I was roughly 4 or 5 and was found underneath a kitchen cabinet with a young lady that was friends of ours, and neither one of us knew where we had left our clothes. So, yes, at a very young age, you start to figure out that this is different, but this is probably the area that I'm going in instead of going in that area. So yes, it was a different time and it was a different space. And her mom opened the door and said, "If you two don't get out of there," and it was in.
And you were how old?
I was probably about 4 or 5.
4 or 5.
Yeah. So 2 innocent kids not knowing what the hell they were doing, but that's where we were. So like I said, they can. I found it funny once I remember or found out about it later.
Oh yeah, because I'm like, see how I goes to show you we know more than you think because we're exposed to so much. Because a lot of the things, I know our parents try to teach us certain things, but a lot of it is self-taught. There's a lot of things it's self-taught. But
I never had that birds and bee conversation with Dad.
Right, me either.
Dad wasn't having that.
I watch a lot of TV.
You'll figure it out just like I did.
Yeah, right, exactly. Right, exactly. So that's what you figured out, and you figured out that was something not to do at that time because you got in trouble for it, right? So that's what you got to do.
Isn't a good idea.
Right, exactly. So at that time, Mr. Swift, what were your grades like? Did you gravitate to any particular teachers? Did you have any extracurricular activities that you did? Like, did you get into that space?
Grades, not great. I'll say that right off. I've told people more times than once that English is probably my second language, although I'm born and raised here. So grades were never great. I was middle of the road by and large. School, I wasn't crazy about school. I'm more of a active person. Give me something to work on, work with, put together, take apart.
Right. Okay.
Thing. Once I got into high school and like through grade school and middle school, to be honest, I don't remember a lot of the teachers. More so in high school.
Right.
And when I got into high school, I went into junior ROTC, and I'll say this, that my instructor there, God rest him as well, Sergeant First Class Parker, was a phenomenal person, a phenomenal mentor, and he was a crusty old Vietnam veteran that we were blessed to have in our school and in our program. And I remember the man to this day. I'm blessed to know him. I'm blessed that he was someone that outside of parents and whatnot, I wasn't into sports. The coach kept trying to drag me over to football, and I'm like, no, I'm doing this. And
right. So it started. So the military background that started from junior high, from ROTC, junior ROTC.
Well, that started in high school, but
high school.
I knew in junior high.
You knew, and how did you know then? Mr. Swift?
It was in my head. I couldn't even tell you. It wasn't like there was a movie or anything. I just knew that when I got into high school, I was going to ROTC, and when I got out of high school, I was going into the Army. And I wasn't out of high school. Well, I guess it was probably just a little over a month because I graduated mid-June. And I went into the Army the 19th of July.
So let me ask you, so what high school did you go to?
Western.
Yeah. And so what was that? Because, that's a whole nother level of self-discovery there. So what did you discover about yourself other than the ROTC? What do you have any other interests? Did you join any clubs? Like, what was the high school experience like for you?
Western was great in the fact, and anyone that spends any time in Southwest Detroit, you learn that Southwest Detroit, especially when I was growing up, but I believe if I've talked to some people, and it's really the same way, is so culturally diverse.
Oh, good. I like that.
In our high school, everyone was there. And we didn't have, with having everyone there, we didn't have any race wars. We didn't have any issues of that nature. I graduated in 89, which ages me quite more than the gray in my beard. But in my time in high school, we only had really one violent thing that, there was the dust ups and things that happen. I mean, kids are going to do that, but there was only one truly violent thing that really happened. So, but I was blessed to be able to be a part of that. I think part of that groomed me through life, as opposed to being isolated in only this or isolated in only that. I had so much.
Yeah, he was well versed in a lot of things. And by the way, I just want to insert this real quick because they like to twist words around nowadays because they act as if they don't know or understand that there's other definition of grooming. So I just want to make sure what he means by grooming, ladies and gentlemen, is molding to influence, to shape him to who he is. That's what we mean by grooming, because nowadays people have one-track minds. So
especially with the topics that are top of mind today.
So I want to make sure I clear that up.
People gravitate in a certain direction, which is, I understand. There's no knock on them. People think, but no, yes, the grooming part of it was just simply my upbringing, and I appreciate you saying that, but I completely understood what you were saying. But it really shaped me to be part of the person that I am now. Is to know culture and understand culture. We had a group of 5 kids that we ran with. If we count Roy, who was sort of in and out, 6. And within that group, everyone was there. Carl was Filipino. Roy was African-American. Mike was half Mexican. So we just had everybody in our little running group that's just who we were. We didn't see anything else. We just, these are my people. So we had a great time. We had a great time in high school.
Oh, good. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah. And, a lot of us, like I said, running up through ROTC and all the things that we did there shaped me to be the part of the person, the responsible person that I am today as well.
Yes. And so you went right out of high school into the military, correct? Right out of high school? You said you barely graduated, you just went right straight in.
Yeah. Actually I was already signed up.
You wasn't playing around.
I signed up and I signed the papers to go to the military when I was in the 10th grade. My parents had to sign.
Wow. It had to have been something what was it that fascinated you about the military?
It was just, this was what I was going to do. I was going to go into the Army, and there was no hero syndrome. There was no thought of going to war. It was I was going to be in the Army. And that's what I was going to do. And I did. I went there, and unfortunately or fortunately, whichever way you look at it, I spent 4 years. I got to learn part of what they were going to teach me. I guess you could say some of the shine or some of the luster kind of got dusted off of it and said, yeah, this isn't exactly the direction that I thought this was. And so after my 4 years, I said,
why you say that? Well, what did you expect?
I thought and expected a lot more of earn and reward. And in my time there, and it was just the time. I don't blame it on the military. I don't blame it on anything else. It was just really the time, because of the dynamics of military service. And there's a lot that can be unpacked there. There's a lot of working and earning and not the reward. And the reward, what I mean, is not medals and shiny things. It's, you work towards your next rank and you're promoted. You work towards your next responsibility, your next post, and you're rewarded or you're promoted to those points. And it just didn't work. In a lot of it, it felt like it was backwards. And so I like, okay, I'll spend my time and do everything that I'm supposed to do. And then once my time is up, then
It was up.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then let's go find out what the rest of the world knows. So
Was it an honorable discharge?
yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I spent my time and I had DD 214 honorable discharge. I'm not going to turn it around, but my certificates and everything are actually on the wall.
They're on the wall. Oh, okay. I was gonna have you show them too.
I mean,
Yeah.
and I don't know how well they'll show, but they're
Okay. I guess. Yeah. Okay. I see
a
it.
little younger me. So
Yeah.
this is our home office. This is actually when Carrie's working from home. This is the room that she works.
She uses. Okay.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for showing us that.
Generally speaking, when I'm doing these kinds of things, or if I'm in my acting classes, I'm down in the basement. But Carrie's down in the basement now doing her workout because she just came in from the office. So
Gotcha.
we switch spots.
You switch. Yeah. I rotate. Yeah. Yeah. So, what rank did you leave with?
Specialist E4.
E4. And what was the MOS?
Sorry. It was 52 Charlie, which is heating, cooling, air conditioning, refrigeration
Okay.
technician.
Oh.
Big
Okay.
word of
Yeah.
a whole sentence to say
HVAC.
repairman.
Oh, it sounded like HVAC to me.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
The only thing we didn't do in that regard is we HVAC, because subsequently after that, we'll keep walking forward. I went into a 25-year construction career. So
okay, we definitely gotta get into that.
with
Yeah,
HVAC and running ducts and stuff like that, that was none of that. This was all units that were on top, that were mounted on machinery and tanks and cargo vans and things that the computers needed so that they would stay cool enough so that they could function. So we didn't make like on the tanks, so the men didn't boil to death inside the tank because they got extremely hot in there. So it was more the units themselves as opposed to all the other things that HVAC goes with.
Yeah, sounds fancy. Yeah. Yes.
It was.
It wasn't. Yeah, I was being facetious. Yeah, so yeah, so it's so funny that you showed that, because I was about to ask you if you could look back to this young man right here. What would you tell him? Like, speak to him. What would you say to him?
Keep going, and don't ever. And I learned this. I think I learned this a lot later in life, and it probably especially after I had kids, but don't ever be afraid to dare. If you never ask a question, the answer is always no.
Oh,
so
yes.
So just do.
Just do.
Yes, just do. That's probably the best advice I could give that young man. He's actually right here as well.
Right there. Yes, I just happened to see that. So funny you showed that. Yeah.
It's probably the best advice I could give him, because it's a lot of what I live on. The honor of being an adult, and if I say the honor of being a man kind of thing, all that is instilled in me from my father to my upbringing, to my training, and several different things. But the idea of just do, don't look back, and don't ask.
Why you say don't ask?
Because if you ask to do it, then someone's going to say, yeah, you probably shouldn't.
Okay.
So
yeah, I like that. Okay.
Don't ask for permission. Just do it.
Yeah, just go for it.
And it's not a thing of, it's not even a, ask for forgiveness or ask for permission. No, it's just go and do it. When I got out of the Army and when I had kids, and, my son grew up and he wanted to go into Cub Scouts. So we went into Cub Scouts and I became a Cub Scout leader. I didn't ask. I just went and did it.
Okay.
We had a great time. And it taught me so much. And then subsequently after that, my kids were in martial arts, so I went into martial arts with them, and I just did. I
love it.
40 years old and starting training in martial arts.
Yeah, that's all right.
Just do it. I trained for multiple years. I'm a 2nd degree black belt in Tung Sudo. So it's that kind of thing, that the courage to just do.
Do it. Just do it.
If you stub your toe, the pain will stop. If you stumble, you'll get up. If you want to get up, you'll get up. And you just
hey, duly noted. Yes, yeah, right there, duly noted. So now with that being said, because you carrying that that go-getter attitude, so I know that carried on into your military. And by the way, thank you for your service. By the way, thank you for your service. And so when you transition, what was your direct transition when you left the military? Did you go straight into the construction, or it was some odd jobs in between? Like, what was some other things that you got into?
Yeah, I had several jobs in between. The strange thing about where we live is military people aren't very well thought of. They're not very well considered. So getting out of the military, I tried getting a job doing the same thing. And most of the people that I called, and at that point, I didn't know anything about unions and anything of that nature. I could have went into the HVAC union and went down that path. But most of the people, companies I called, they said, well, we can't hire you because you're still on a inactive reserve. So if something happens in the Middle East, then they're going to take you, and all the training that I give you is going to be taken away. So we can't hire you.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah. I wrote a whole script about military people, and I'm converting it into a book. And
nice.
A lot of people in the government probably won't, if they read it or hear about it, they won't like me because I tell the truth. But
it's going to be a lot of people that's going to appreciate that. So yes, please do it.
Oh, it's done.
Yeah.
It's done. I wrote the script.
Okay.
I converted into a book. Carrie's reviewing the book now because the script is very big. I don't want to go down a rabbit hole, but yeah, it really tells the truth about a lot of things. So I did have a lot of odd jobs in between getting out of the service and going into construction. And one of those, oddly enough, give me 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
One of those is I used to make dental paste.
Really?
So when you go to the dentist, and after they do all the cleaning and chipping and grinding and jackhammering.
Yeah, it's jackhammering. Yeah.
They take the little swirly thing.
The MI paste.
I used to make it.
Oh wow, and I like that too. Like, it strengthens your enamel. Yeah, what Mr. Swift is talking about is MI paste that that dental hygienists use, and is used to strengthen your enamel, and it decreases sensitivity in your teeth. And yes,
it's made with a lot of grit and a lot of fluoride that God knows we don't need.
Right, true.
But it's made with a lot of chemicals. So I did that for probably 2.5 years until I built canopies over gas stations. I did demolition work for like stores and malls. I worked for a company that just did that kind of thing. So just where can I latch onto and get a job and have a steady paycheck?
Right.
Are you paying more than they are? Okay, I'm coming with you then. That's what this life is about. So I did. And then my former brother-in-law, who was in the union, called me and said, hey, we got an opening. And I said, let's go.
Opening where?
Hey, during construction.
Yeah. I want you to get there.
So, it was an opening for doing commercial construction, joining the union. So I did that. Was in the union for 25 years. Built a whole bunch of the city of Detroit, surrounding suburbs. And again, not to fast forward too fast, but I was very blessed in the fact that the film that I wrote and Carrie and I produced, we premiered it in a theater that I built. Really? Yes.
That is amazing, Mr. Swift. That is so amazing.
And here's the crazy part. Carrie found it. She said, we're going to go to this. We're going to premiere it here. I mean, we're talking about it. It's just papers and everything. So I'm not really thinking this theater on Trenton Road. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. We'll do it there. We filmed most of it downriver, so we'll do it there. And then when we walked up to do the first viewing, I'm like, I built this theater.
Yeah. Yeah, that's Miss Stevie. Shout out to Miss Stevie. I hope that you collaborate with her soon. Miss Stevie, she's another content creator, and she's also a fashion influencer. Yes, I mean she is.
I could use it.
Yes, yes. So make sure you subscribe to her as well. So thank you for being here, Miss Stevie. But yes, so but that is amazing. I mean that is something to like really be proud of. That you're actually premiering your work in the work that you've done. You know, that's amazing. Oh my God.
When we pulled up in front of the theater, I'm like, this is surreal. There's something going on here that I can't even explain. And as a writer, I can't even explain. So it was interesting.
Yeah, very interesting. So, so given your experience now, are you still in that field? I know that like, or is it like you're focusing more on your creative juices?
So, I was blessed. It's been not 4 years ago yet, but almost like 3.5 years ago, after we premiered or after we filmed our movie. Carrie and I sat down and she said, if you're going to do this, you're going to do it. It's not going to be a hobby. You're going to do it. So we made the decision. She's still working for the state and doing her thing. And I'm focusing fully on the acting, the writing, the creating, in every aspect that I possibly can. So this is what I do. And I'm blessed to have the career that I have. To be able to work with the people that I've worked with that continue to want me to work with them. Lisa Brown, going all the way back to He Played Me. And Ronnie Kirk, I worked on 3 projects with him. So blessed to have a number of people that I work with and the ability to continue in the in-between times to continue to create, to whether it's writing scripts, which I have 7 of, or at this point, converting some of them over to books to get the content out and get people to start, just put eyes on it.
So, Mr. Swift, I'm sorry. I have to go. I'm sorry. I couldn't hold it.
It's okay. I think I held everyone's attention long enough.
Yeah, thank you for holding it down.
Half of it was, but
no, but I heard everything you said. I heard everything you said. I heard. Yep. So no, it didn't go in vain. So I thank you so much for that. Yeah. So but I want to ask you, what books are published right now? What books are published? None of
them are published right now because I'm a script writer. I really.
Oh, okay, got you. Okay.
Write books because they're obviously with books they're so colorful, and I'm more of a visual person. I can write a script. I can see what it's supposed to look like, put the people in the right place, and develop the story. Whereas a book, you have to put all that stuff in there. So it's taken me.
It is a process
to convert because now we have to explain to people how green the grass is and how cheerful the birds are. In none of my story are there cheerful birds, but I think everyone gets the point. Is that those things have to be fleshed out in a form as opposed to in a film form.
Yeah, because I mean, you wanted to make sure that it is something that you're really proud of. That's not something that you just throw together. Because I mean, I had an interview with Silk White, and he was telling about his journey towards being self-published. And it was amazing. So if you could check that out, I recommend you do that because he was telling about how he self-published his book Tears of a Hustler. Make sure you check that out, and how he started selling his books or giving his books to different vendors out on 125th Street, and and it just profited from there, and it just became such a phenomenon that it is. So yeah,
I've put my auditions in with Silk White a time or two, and I as you said with LB, I'm still waiting to hear back. So we'll.
Yes, yeah. Silk White, yes. You need to reach back out to Mr. Smith. I don't know why you haven't done that already. I mean, you need to recognize Mr. White. Okay, now I have to DM you. I'm gonna have to give you a long message later on. Yeah, now, yeah. Don't forget Mr. Swift is he's the king of these streets. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, we got to make that happen. Yeah, you got to make that happen. But I just really appreciate because you, like I said, you just I mean, I know we're scratching the surface, but I just appreciate how you were able to just present, all of your art to me or your on the audience. I mean, and it's just so, it's fascinating to me. So I'm looking forward to seeing the end result of what you're cooking up. So yeah. So, but I'm just based on what I hear so far. I just know that, I understand the process and I understand why it has, it's taking as long as it is.
It does, and
Yeah.
for an amount of time, because I've written the scripts and I'm still actively in a number of them. I'm still actively looking for investors, looking for people that would want to collaborate with us and make some of these into amazing movies, because I think the stories are amazing and they go in so many different genres. So that's still actively ongoing, but at the same time, with like the one I told you about with the military folks, Carrie and I talked about it. She's like, you got to put that in a book and just get eyes on it, because the story has to be told.
It does.
And in that story itself, it deals with homeless veterans. It deals with,
and there should be none.
No, absolutely should be none. But it deals with homeless veterans. It deals with substance abuse and alcohol abuse and
PTSD.
But it also deals with families. Families deal with it as much as the people.
Yes, they're very impacted. Absolutely.
So this story deals with. Yeah, I don't know, and I tried really hard in writing it, and probably why the daggone thing turned out to be the way as large as it did. I wanted to be sure that there wasn't an angle that I didn't touch. Knowing and understanding how triggering it's going to be to some people with full apology, but not, because if I expose it and I put it out there, then maybe more people will have an understanding of what it is.
Right. And I also think that more veterans have a more understanding, because I don't know, sometimes with veterans, when I was talking about the PTSD and the families are impacted when they get out and they're in denial, they don't want to seek any type of help, any type of treatment resources. So, and I think a lot of times, I don't think they had that mirror effect and reflecting themselves in the way that they should, and how they're, their actions or how their, trauma or whatever they went through in the military, how it truly affects them. So I think that you bringing this, my point is that you bringing this out there, putting this out there for them to see, they're like, I didn't realize that,
But the to your point, and to a degree, you are correct. To another layer on top of that. Because one of the things I also do is I know a number of veterans that I speak to. I've spent a lot of very late nights speaking to. I've spent a lot of nights going and finding. And the sad thing to that is that when they go and get counseling and they go to seek help, by and large, especially like the VA, and God bless those folks and the work that they try to do,
right?
A number of other ones, it's all about medication. And here, let me just give you pills, and then everything just stops. And the whole idea is for life to keep going.
Yes, yeah, that's true.
And be able to deal with what you're dealing with without turning into a zombie and having everything just stop. So what you said is correct, but there's another layer to that as well.
That's true, and that's the thing. That's the layer we need to touch on, because okay, so given that you mentioned that, what in your words, in your perspective, Mr. Swift, what does that layer look like to you? Like when you talk about the resources or lack thereof, or whatever they do to kind of push psychotropic drugs, or they push certain treatments on soldiers or veterans that are not ideal, and they have certain effects that may, do more harm than good. So what is your perspective on how that needs to shift to where, everyone is satisfied across the board, everyone is getting what they need?
What it really needs is for there to be an understanding and the availability and the want to, and the want to is on both sides.
Yes, yes.
But the availability and the want to have true and actual counseling.
Yes.
To leave the medications aside, because I've known far too many people, and it's not just veterans, but I've known far too many people that are taking mental health drugs. And this isn't a campaign to say that of anything, because folks out there that need to help, get the help. But for the narrative that we're speaking on, there's more of a need of a conversation, and an ongoing conversation of what was it that you dealt with, that you're dealing with right now, and how do we come to a resolution as to what that was. Because a pill isn't going to get you there. A pill isn't going to get you to that point of, when I close my eyes, all I see is this. But if you give me this and I close my eyes and I feel nothing, it's not. The thing is that in my experience, the vast majority of veterans, they don't want the nothing. They want the normal. And it's the ability to find the normal, because what the military does and what the government does is just says, okay, you're out of here now. You no longer serve us. Go home.
Go and figure it out. And figure it out on your own.
And there's really no figuring it out. And that's the part. That's the part in that needs.
That's that layer.
Yes. And it's. I don't want to say that I solved it in the story that I told, but I told it in a way that gives you an idea of a direction that I believe is a good direction to go in.
Yes, and I appreciate that. And that, well said, actually, well said. And so now we get into the space where you talk about some of your military background. You've been in the construction game for most of your adult life. Are you retired from that?
I can't say I'm retired because I'm not officially retired, but I know
Okay.
I no longer do that. I do exactly what this is.
Okay, and that's going to be my segue. Like, how did you transition into acting? How did that come about for you? Or being creative, period, acting, directing, writing.
So we'll go all the way. Let's walk backwards to 2008. Right around that time, the movie industry was basically trying to take a foothold here in the Detroit area, in Michigan. There was a lot of tax incentives that were being offered, and a lot of films were being filmed here. A lot of films that a lot of people don't even realize,
Oh yes, Detroit. I told someone Detroit is the new Hollywood.
Yeah, and at that time, like Real Steel and parts of Transformers and there's just so many movies that came here, whether they filmed the entire thing or parts of it, because of the richness that Detroit offers. So at that time, the economy had tanked, and I was in between companies in construction, and they were offering training, and there was a school that opened up for not really for acting, but for a film school. So I went to their class to build sets. So when I started getting into this, the first thing I started doing was actually building sets. And I was blessed to work on a project that we filmed here, not in Detroit, but most of it was filmed in Saline and in Allen Park. It had Christina Ricci, Tom Berenger, Jason Gedrick. It's called War Flowers. We built all of the interiors of Christina Ricci's house. It's a Civil War era project. So that's where I got my start into the industry, and to start to get some of the understanding that I am creative, because I thought I was just
building. Yeah.
Here's a hammer, here's a nail, put them to work. And it took some people there in that class to make me realize that everything that I do has a creative aspect because of the way I can see it. So, and then when we were on set, because we did a student film, you know, and built everything for that and brought in actors and they did the whole film. And I realized that the on-set energy is like nothing else in the world. And that part right there told me this is the arena that I need to be in.
And why is that? Like, what made you come to that epiphany?
Because just you watch the energy, you watch the energy. People, not only the for one, the crew that are setting everything up, the set deck that are doing their work, the lighting people, the camera people, the energy itself is just contagious. And there's an energy there that, I mean, I've done a lot of jobs, I've worked in a lot of fields, and I've never felt that kind of energy until that point. And that's what told me this is the arena that my mind and heart needs to be in.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't then. I didn't have a thought of acting. It was just put me on set in some way.
Mm.
First time I was ever even on camera was a music video that we filmed in the same studio.
Wow.
The folks that wanted to do the video, they asked if I could build a couple of sets for them.
Okay.
So I put together because it was the video is dealt with a mental hospital. So they wanted a padded room. So I built them a padded room with a door with the bars on the door, so that when the nurse looked in, it looked like she was looking through this grady thing. I built them a few sets, rearranged our lunchroom to be like a day room in this hospital, and they said, "You want to be a part of the video?"
Mm.
I'm here.
Yeah.
So that was the first time I was ever on camera, and I'm like, "This is a lot of fun. This is really cool." Keep marching forward a little bit. New governor got hired or got elected, got bought in. How I don't like that. And he took away the incentives. All that.
Oh, okay. Mm.
So all the company I worked for, they went back to California.
Wow.
Went back. So I had to go back to construction. And one day out of the blue, I'm scrolling through social media and I see a casting call.
Okay.
They called it a slasher film. And I've heard a number of times, if it keeps calling your name, you can't ignore it.
Oh, you sound like a singer, Kim. You ever heard that song? Mm-hmm. There's nowhere to hide when love is calling your name. So if the actor was calling your name.
Yeah. Because I scrolled away from it, I scrolled back.
Yeah.
I scrolled away from it, I scrolled back. I scrolled away from it. And then
I kept calling you. Yeah.
I sent them an email and said, "Hey, I've never done this. I have no headshots. I have no resume. I have nothing. I have me and a desire." And they said, "Write up a tiny little thing about yourself. Take a couple of selfies, send it to us. We'll take it from there."
Wow, just like that.
And they invited me to their table read. Yeah, I went to the table read. They gave me the lead of the film. We worked on the film. And once I got on set and I started developing the character, Stephen Patrick, I knew then instantly, not only was the set life the life that I needed to be a part of, developing character and becoming that person was the place that I needed to be. And going on, I was in. I was 100% in. There was no turning back. This is what I was doing.
So speaking of developing your character, I just want to get a little bit more into that, Mr. Swift, because people have so many different approaches, because there's so many things you could do with that character development term. So I want to know, in your own terms, what is character development to you?
Do you mean as in a person or as in a character on a show?
Both. Okay, both.
Because as a person, character development comes from where this conversation started. You start that from at a very young age. Mm-hmm. But it doesn't have to stay there. Because I've told people a lot of times, my father, God rest him, he was a modern day Archie Bunker.
Really?
And if I continued on that in that place,
Mindset.
then my mindset to culture and color and religion and any number of things would be completely different. But at the same time, it was the character that my father had, and the fact that he built us boys as such strong people that we were able to develop our character. It wasn't a this is what it is and this is how you live kind of thing. So character gets built and it gets chipped away. I mean, my character all by itself. I'm on my 4th marriage.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. So in everything that you do, and every time you stumble, you have to get up, and every time you get up,
I see.
You build character.
Okay.
Every time you stub your toe on the edge of that
Right.
you build character, and you learn and you develop, and that's character as a human. Character as in a show. A lot of it comes from who you are and the fact of, you know, the things you've seen, the things that you've lived through, the things that you've gone through. It's also a part of understanding, reading the script, understanding the story, and developing a belief in who that person is. And once you start developing a belief as to who that person is, then you start applying the layers of that person's life.
Got it.
A person can't, you know, and I've done tiny little roles. I've done spots where it's just one scene. I've done spots where, you know, multiple. Some of you guys have seen a number of things I've done. And I'm a big believer that a person can't walk onto a set and just recite lines and be a character. You're either the character or you're reading.
Got it.
You can't. It's not both. And for me, and I would imagine for yourself and for a lot of your viewers, it shows on screen.
True.
It shows on screen is the people that are truly prepared. That, and I don't do this for saying myself, but the people are truly prepared deep down inside. Who is my character? Where am I going? Where did I come from? And what do I need? As opposed to the people that are there to collect a paycheck and read words.
Yeah, and you definitely see the see the difference. You definitely see that, you know, who, and I think I was talking about this with Silk White, by the way, during the interview, is how you know how serious they are about their craft based on what you see on screen. That is so true. Yes. So, but Mr. Swift, so now we established the character development. How do you transition out of character? Because some people are stuck there, and that's what really affects them in a negative way, unfortunately. You know. Shout out to Heath Ledger.
Yes, God bless that man.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
One, I'm blessed to have. I'm blessed to have Carrie. Because certain characters, say the captain on 30D, he's not me, but there's so many of my qualities in him that the transitioning one way or the other isn't that drastic. I'll go back to, and I've said this, you know, I've done some dirty roles. I've done some spots that people look at me differently for, and I go back to the show I did, A Record in Time. If you haven't seen it, Erica Gomez, writer, director, her team, her crew, God bless them.
All right, I'm on it.
The show is extremely interesting. It deals with an old style record player, and it takes people back to a point in their life that they forgot.
Oh.
Yes, and then they want to change it because whatever that point in their life was, whatever happened at that point was tragic or something happened. So that, okay, I'll go back and change it. Not realizing that the butterfly effect, when you change this, all this changes.
Right.
So it's a very interesting story, very interesting. You know, my character is a god-awful person. Awful person. For some of the people that are watching, if you've watched it, you understand, and you're probably typing in very harsh things about me right now. But I had to go really deep into that character. I had to get into a spot. And when I got home because I filmed for 2 days, one of them wasn't a lot of work. And one of them, I was there the entire day in several scenes. And when I got home, Carrie could see. She could see in my eyes. She could see in my demeanor. She could see where I was, and I wasn't there.
Mm.
And again, I'm blessed to have her because she's my anchor.
Oh, yes.
So
Yes.
when I got home, I sat down. She gathered my things and hung them up. Stood right with me, stayed right with me, knew what I needed, and then just talked to me. In that conversation, our conversation, walked me back out of and brought me back home.
Yes.
Because now that I'm talking with her, I know where I am. I know where my comfort is. I know what this is, and I'm not there anymore. And for me personally, that's my blessing, is that
yes.
I have, Carrie understands me so much and understands what I do so much that she knows every bit of in any moment, this is here. This almost like here you go. Just go over here. Now you're good. So yeah, that's my transition out.
Yeah, that is amazing. And so I want to because you talk about your wife so much, and I thought y'all was married longer. I didn't know I was going to be talking about some four marriages. We're going to get into that too. Yeah, but I want to know more into this love story with you and this young lady here. Can you talk about that, about your love story? Because I love to hear it.
We are we got together, and I've said it several times. When we first met, the first time we actually met, it was on a Tuesday in July. I couldn't tell you what Tuesday. I couldn't tell you what date. I can tell you absolutely everything that we did.
What did y'all do?
We met online. We had been, in a dating app. Full disclosure, we had been talking for a while, and then we finally got to a point that we were going to actually meet in person. And I mean, neither one of us was this our first relationship. It wasn't our first marriage. It was, had grown kids at that point that were older teenagers. So we were in that phase in life. We met at a neutral spot. So it wasn't like, something that was going to be anything weird for anybody. We met at a neutral spot. Little did we realize we lived about 1.5 miles from each other. And so we met at a pub that was in between us, and stayed there until we almost closed that place.
Oh, you shut it down? Oh,
just the conversation and everything was wonderful. So we started dating, started seeing each other, and fast forward a couple of months, and that's when I got my first acting job. And I went so far, so deep, so hard into that I lost this young lady.
What did you do?
No, I didn't. It's what I didn't do.
Okay.
I didn't include her. I didn't. It was just, I'm going to a rehearsal. I'm going out to dinner with the cast. I'm going to go do this. And we're going to go scout locations. I'm going to go do this. I'm going to have dinner with the director. It was just everything that was.
It was about you.
And yeah, it was. And there was no inclusion into her as to like, would you like to come to dinner with us, or, calling back and saying, hey, this is what we were doing. And she just like, I'm not here for a part-time. And I understood it. And
right.
So that
you step up.
Yeah, that separated us, and she was gone. And by the blessings of God, she didn't go too far. And so we ended up coming back together, and we've been together ever since. We are getting ready to celebrate our 5th wedding anniversary. So, and so many people
congratulations. Yeah.
I mean, it won't, it's in the fall, but I mean, yeah,
that's all right. We still can celebrate. You celebrate every day. That's all right.
But so many people have said the same thing, that they thought we had been together for such a time.
Yeah.
Because the way we move, and you know, I would venture to guess she would say the same thing, but I'll let her say it if she does. But I am so blessed in that, because we move as such a cohesive unit with each other. When it comes to business, it's business, but there's no separating the us, because, you know, whatever we do, wherever we go, whether I'm on set and she's in the office, there's still the us.
I love it.
And that's the part between us that I'm so thankful for, is that
Yes, absolutely.
every way we move. But on top of that, she has never had an idea of when we got together, had no thoughts of being in the movie industry, had no thoughts of doing anything of this nature. She's got 11 film credits of her own.
Wow.
But I'll roll back. Early in my career, I did a stage play. They've only done one. Don't think I'll ever do another one. But when I went to this stage play, and I think I had 7 changes in the play.
Yes, yes.
She had every one of my changes on their own hanger, organized by, so if you start from the left, go to the next one, go to the next one, go to the next one.
Wow.
Those are your scenes.
Wow.
And every one of them had my watch, cufflinks, my whatever went with that outfit, everything was there. She knows how to, Carrie knows how to take care of me.
Yeah, she hold you down.
In every aspect.
Mm-hmm.
Not, you know, whether it's business, whether it's, you know, I've told this story before, and I'll share it here. So not long after we got back together, we got together in that July. A couple months later, we were no longer seeing each other. We got back together in December. The 1st of February, the place I was living in burned to the ground. Everything in it, everything was gone. Carrie was actually in Nashville with some of her friends, a girls' weekend in Nashville at the time. And everything I had, my wallet was in the fire, my phone was in the fire.
Oh my gosh.
Everything was in there. So I had no way of contacting her. I had no way, and I had no way to contact my kids. When I say that this beautiful creature didn't blink, she didn't stumble, even from Nashville. She knew every step. This is what this man needs. And everything. I mean, to the T. There was it was just, to be for a person like myself that has dealt with and lived through the many lives that I've lived, to see that and to understand where that comes from, the heart that comes from, there's no mistaking it.
Yeah, she said that's your person.
Yes.
Yes, that's amazing.
And that, I guess that's the best way to put that. And when you're blessed enough to truly find that, if you screw it up and let it go, it don't come around that often.
Yeah, please make sure you that the people in the back need to hear this, because I mean they don't make them like this anymore, and I just really appreciate you sharing this. And I want to know, because there's something about that, the mature love. It's something about finding love later in life. So I just want to know, Mr. Swift, because I mean you've been married multiple times, so can you give me a little bit of what have you learned throughout this journey, like from the marriages, and how were you able to value this so much more, based off what you've experienced in those other marriages?
Value yourself. When you value yourself, and that's the thing. That's another thing that Carrie and I are both so ingrained in. is our own self-worth.
Got it.
And we both know it. So we both know that this person holds themselves, understands everything that has gone on, everything that they've lived through, everything that they've dealt with, and they're not going to do it again. So there's this, but when you value yourself, you know your worth, you know what you will and will not do, and you know the direction that you're going in. I'm not going to devalue myself to put up with something. I'm not going to devalue myself to sell out to something.
Yes.
And
yes.
When you both know your value, then you value each other.
Yes.
Because you know that there's no flinching. She knows for without hesitation exactly where I stand in the fact that she will stand next to me and know that she is safe, secure, loved, cared for. She also knows that I know I'm not responsible for her happiness, nor she is mine.
Right.
It's upon us to be happy, and when we're happy, then we can be happy together.
Love it. So yeah. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. No, that's fine. I was just gonna sort of repeat. I think when you get to that age, you get to that age, but the sooner you can do it, the better off you are. Just value yourself. Don't overvalue and think that I'm this or that. Just
I get it.
Value yourself and value your values. The other one is either going to be there or not.
Oh yes. Shout out to my mom. Thank you for being here, mother. That's your crush. You know, there go your crush, mother. Yeah, she said, this is Face Mom. I had no idea who William Smith was, so I'm really enjoying watching the interview.
Well, I appreciate the comment. I appreciate being here.
Yes, thank you very much. And so I'll also to segue into while she's on the screen right there, can you tell her what she just give us some words. What do you have any words you have for her right now?
I not to put a damper on the show, but as with a lot of things, those things stay with Carrie and I.
Oh, duly noted.
And I say that like this, okay? So Carrie and I got engaged on her birthday at Campus Martius. Her birthday is in December. So if anyone knows Campus Martius Park in December, it's gorgeous.
Okay.
Where are you located?
I'm in Atlanta right now.
You're in Atlanta. Okay. So Campus Martius Park is, I'll take Campus Martius Park over anything in New York, Times Square and all that. Yeah, you can keep it. I'll take Campus Martius Park. It's absolutely gorgeous. And Carrie had never seen it decorated, the great big Christmas tree.
Okay.
I mean, just flat. If you get a chance, look up, just Google Campus Martius Park at Christmas.
Campus Martius Park.
Campus Martius Park at Christmas. If you Google that, you'll see how gorgeous it looks.
You said campus.
Campus.
Campus. Okay. Martius Park.
Yep.
Campus. Okay, got it. All right. All right. Keep going. I'm listening.
So, I knew I had the engagement ring already bought.
Oh.
In my sock drawer. I knew what we were doing. She had never seen it, so I said on her birthday we're gonna go down there, see the park, and see how everything is lit up, and I proposed to her, which I did. I've had so many people ask, because people, when we're on set, people see how we are together and how well we move together, and so many people have asked, did somebody film it? Did you have pictures of it? No.
No, because it was between you. It was between you two.
That was our moment that we get to tell the story, but the visuals and what it meant to us, there's no way that I could explain, and there's no way that on camera it could ever explain the look on her face when she turned around and I was standing there with a ring in my hand. There's no There's not a word for it. It can't be written. It can't be refilmed. It was a moment that happened right then that will never happen again. So,
that's wonderful. So yeah, there's certain things that you don't have to share with everyone. We get it, yes, I definitely get that.
We keep things. It's not that we're not that we're overly private people, because we're.
It's something to protect it. It's
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Swift. Give me one second. 1 second, because it's starting to no, I don't know if it's with my Wi-Fi or not, but it's starting to act up. So that's why I was, it's starting to, it was starting to freeze up a little bit. So I didn't want you to keep talking and get choppy. So I just want to make sure it's done. So there, just give me one moment. I want to make sure it's done. Are we good, Mr. Swift? Are you good on your end?
Yeah, we're good here.
Okay. All right, thank you. All right, but Mr. Swift, I want to kind of because I want to get into this. I really want your perspective on this, and I really do not want your politically correct response. Because it would do a disservice based on what we're going to discuss here. I don't know if you saw this podcast or not. It's been going viral with actor Clifton Powell. He was among other men discussing what's it called? What was saying about black men trusting black women. It was a round table, but this is very diverse. So it's talking about black women, but this is something that can be shared among others as well. So I just want you to get your perspective. So Fair Use Act of 1976 allows me to show this for educational research purposes, whatever that's the disclaimer is. So. Yeah, so this is from the Sister Strong Woman of Color and the Conscious podcast. And so it was discussing, it kind of got in, Mr. Swift, just kind of give you a little backstory. I don't know if you saw the clip or not, but it was talking about patriarchy. It got into, and it kind of overused that in a sense about patriarchy and how we treat women. And it's a direct reflection of our culture, and and it goes into slavery, and I just wish that they stop overusing the whole ancestry thing. This is just my opinion. They kind of overuse it to kind of rationalize, their positions on certain things. So if you want me to, whenever you want me to pause it, just let me know. I sped it up just a little bit so that way, like I said, YouTube won't be tripping. So anytime you want to pause and share something, just let me know.
I'm 70 years old, so I come from a whole nother era than any of you Negroes is talking about. And what I've learned, and I'm not saying I'm right, I think everybody is right, because there's so many levels to this. But most of this was laid on our parents' parents.
Yeah.
My father was born in 1915, and his parents were slaves. Well, his grandparents were slaves. So what I've learned is it's not your mother's fault. It's not your father's fault. It's not your fault. We were born into 450 years of post-slavery PTSD. I am 69, I'll be 70 in March. I've just learned how to love.
I'm gonna stop there, Mr. Swift. Now you see what I was talking about. It started, and this is like an hour into this discussion. So just kind of giving you a kind of a gist of how, and honestly, I expected this from, I'm a fan of Mr. Powell. Shout out to him. No, nothing against him as a, overall, but it just kind of gears towards the way he reflects on, the ancestral aspect and using that as a means, as a means to kind of justify the way he has been moving about in his relationships and throughout his marriages and even his current relationship. And we'll get more into that, but I just wanted to kind of stop there and kind of get your take on that, because I just feel like just because you come from the OG, the OG status, doesn't make you wiser. Does it, it doesn't mean that you're exempt from accountability, because I think you're in a space where, within you and his age group, there's a lack of accountability when it comes to certain aspects of relationships and how you navigate around just people in general. So I just want to get your take on that, just based on that one little piece.
I'll say this to begin with. I think the term PTSD is vastly
Mhm.
overused.
Yes.
Everybody today has anxiety and PTSD. I can share with you some PTSD. I lived through 3 fires. I've been married 4 times. I can share with you some PTSD.
Yes. Yes.
But at the same time, I could have, as we spoke about before, I could have continued to live the same way that my father lived. And God rest him, my dad was a wonderful person. He had a thought process that aligned with the time that he grew up. Doesn't mean that I had to continue to align with that same time. I know people, and I know people in my life still have that same mindset. Well,
Yes.
Dad did. I understand what Dad did. Maybe Dad did the things that Dad did taught us what not to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that part, I'm not going to speak too much in terms of culture, because I realize that culture does play a part in this. There's a part where, you know, a person's got to be hard all the time. But you know, I've given up on that so long ago in my own life, and the fact that I just want to be me.
Absolutely.
I want to be the best version of me for my kids, the best version of me for my wife, and the best version of me for me. I don't want to wake up with an aspect that I woke up, I have to do this, or I have to be this way. I wake up next to my wife, we have a cup of coffee, I get her ready for her work day, I go on with my work day, and we move forward. And there's no thought or process of I have to be this way as a man.
Got it. Yeah, and well said. And I sped it up a little bit more, so you might hear them talk a little fast. Sped up a little bit more, and also I don't want to take too much of your time, because I have a couple of more things we want to get into, but I definitely wanted to get into this. And actually, what you said just now is actually a perfect segue into, because that's part of this discussion, like part of this piece that I'm about to play right now. Yeah.
If you don't mind,
our parents know how to love.
I'm sorry.
Parents know how to love.
I'm sorry.
I'm just gonna say I'm gonna move. For one, I gotta plug this device in. For 2,
right? Okay.
Speaking of that, and I'm gonna reach back here. Part of what I do in that lifestyle that I talked about is I'm the only one in this house that cooks.
Oh God. Okay.
And not that Carrie can't cook, because she raised a whole family. I'm trying to get her away from that bright light there.
Well, that's good to know that you cook. That's good to know.
But Carrie raised a whole family. She's a fantastic wife and mother, and if you want to still use the old term, housewife.
Okay.
But I love to cook, and Carrie loves when I cook. So I'm gonna as we're talking, I'm gonna continue that process. So
are you still able to hear?
I'm sorry?
Are you still able to hear it? While you do? Okay.
Keeping everything with me.
All right. Just let me know when you're ready for me to play it again.
Yeah, go right ahead.
Okay.
And if I could say anybody maybe had an edge, it was the women. That's why I celebrate Black women. I live with a psychiatrist, forensics detective, gangster, loving Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, who's just been patient with me to teach me how to love. But in closing on this, because I don't want to get too deep, I called my buddy, man. I said, I'm fucking up, bro, really bad. I'm fucking up. So I never been monogamous. So I don't fucking know
what age did you become a monogamous?
Today. No, but let me say what it is. And we don't talk about this. We don't talk about dopamine being in the pleasure center of the brain like we talked about oxytocin is the hormone. It's called the cuddle hormone. So a lot of times we're just talking in generalities. And that's why I think what you said about counseling, because a counselor is going to get inside of this from a real, not even white people perspective, just from a scientific perspective, unless science is not wrong and the brain is not made with. So when I hurt my girl, which I've done over and over, and I commend her for even being with me, and I said it in my podcast, and I'm going to say this and stop. I called one of my partners who's brilliant. He said, when you hurt somebody, where you leave them is where they stay. So I think our parents, our grandparents, our uncles, the people that raised us, those men who treated the women outside the house nice, but then put the thumb on the grandmama and put the thumb on the girlfriend or whoever, They are all, it all comes from out of all of that. And I think that's what makes me excited. We're going to bring the women and the uncles and really bring them all in. But go ahead.
The one thing that I just want to talk about in Luke, make sure I say it right, pop this part out. Okay. What Luke brought up was like accountability. Like, yes, we can talk about, you know, what our families did to us, all this, all that. But eventually, and I know white people try and say this, and I really don't like that, but eventually comes a point where you have to decide, how do I want to live my life? I haven't talked to my daddy in 6 years. I don't give a fuck about what my family has gone through. I know where I will go. So it's like, you know, you can only say that for so long. Black women are tired. And, you know, kind of like putting onto them like, hey, like, you didn't do this entirely. Because everybody in here, several people have talked about, like, you know, going to counseling. Have that upon yourself. Stop waiting for a woman to tell you what you need to do. Take that upon yourself.
And that's where it really got heated. It led up to the heated, but I just wanted to stop it there, Mr. Swift, because, you know, what the young guy was saying was that, well, a lot of us say, you know, like, why does it have to take you to show you the blueprint, you know, especially when you're so you're supposed to be so experienced and be able to learn certain life lessons already. And so what Clifton Powell was saying was that, you know, he just started to learn, or he started to step up now. But and it seemed like that's what it seems like that tends to happen when they reach 50s, 60s, 70s, when they feel like they're, I mean, no shade to the men, but just in general, like when they feel like they become older and less desirable, or they're not as irresistible to women as they used to be, that's when they're ready to settle down. That's when now you want to rebound to a person like me, or rebound to someone, you're ready to settle down with me after after the fact. And it's like, why does it have to take, you know, you to reach such a, why to take you to at such a later age to reach that plateau? You know, so why do we have to give you, I mean, I understand giving each other tools, but there's just certain things like he was, Clifton Powell was saying on this discussion about, he just learned about it. He wasn't aware before. He didn't have the wherewithal. And I call BS on that, honestly.
Well, I think I'll say this in a couple ways. One, I think for a number of people, so I never really want to specify and say men, women, because it happens to all of us in one degree or another. It's invincibility. When you finally realize I'm not invincible. I'm not gonna be here forever, and I can't keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, because if I keep doing it, at some point, I'm just going to be alone. And when that alone taps you on the shoulder, that's when a lot of people start to say, oh, maybe I need to do something.
Yes.
And it takes therapy. Some people, it's counseling. I don't agree with him in the fact or the aspect that wherever you leave somebody, that's where they stay. No. A part of them brings that along with them, because if they're smart, they won't ever forget. They'll always have that with them. It's part of what, and if you've watched the movie that Carrie and I produced, Is It Real? It speaks to a lot of this. Okay. Because the base behind Is It Real, and I'll be in full disclosure, I didn't write it for this reason, but it came out this way. It's the beauty of being able to step back. It's life, but it's the beauty of being able to step back away from and looking at it from a different angle, through a different set of glasses. Is It Real? And I ask you to go watch if you haven't. It's on Tubi. I will. It's on Prime. Deals a lot with the things that we do in our life. How do they affect the people in our life? Not so much how they affect us, because we can internalize that, absorb it, go on with our lives, make excuses, justify whatever we want to do. But it's the things that you don't see. The things that your wife goes through when you're not there because she knows that you're off doing something crazy. The things that your husband goes through because you're not there and because you're off doing something crazy. The things that your parents went through because they had to hem you up, and how they had to internalize that. So that's a lot of that film deals with a lot of that. It's in a very specific way, but it does. If you look at it through that lens, it deals with a lot of that thing. I just don't buy into the aspect and the concept that as I said, you have to be this way or that way, because a person can make a choice and make a decision. I'm going to settle in, and I'm going to be here, and I'm going to figure this thing out. And if this is the right place for me, if this person is right for me, if this life is right for me, if where I am is right for me, then it's going to stay and it'll be right for me. And I don't have to listen to what Jimmy says or little Ray says, or, I can listen to what I say. And it's that invincibility part. It's that part that says, I got to get this right, because I'm not going to be here forever.
Right.
I got to get this right for a long time. I just kept getting it wrong until by the grace of God and this beautiful young lady getting ready to walk up the stairs.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to just play just a little bit more, due to time. But this is where it really gets heated, so I need you to listen closely if you can.
Yeah, I'm right here.
Okay.
Just real quickly for me, I didn't know fucking how.
Can I say one more thing? No, I have to say this, because another thing that happens is too, you live your life for so long, and I'm not meaning no disrespect by
It's
this,
all right to say, bro.
but when you hit your 60s and your 70s, I want to be right.
Okay, but
I want to live my life right. I want someone to take care of me and protect me. And that's what a lot of women have
because I'm
issues
living
with.
it right the fuck now.
As I said, I said 60s and 70s.
Let me say this.
Don't overtalk
I'm
me.
gonna fucking overtalk you.
I'm
because
good,
you're fucking
but you're not going to disrespect
You don't know what the fuck I'm
me.
talking
I am.
about. I just love it.
I do.
You don't know what the fuck you talking about.
Oh, I do.
You can't.
I do.
You don't know it, nigga.
I do.
I'm good. You don't know what the fuck I'm living. You can't tell me what the fuck I'm living, nigga. I'm living it right now. You cannot fix no shit that you don't even know what's happening.
I think there's a misunderstanding.
No, but he's generalized. You can't. No, listen, bro. Let me stop. This is what it is. Let's get to the truth of this shit. You can't fix no shit unless you meet somebody who is on another level to help you elevate to understand. I'm not indicting anybody. I'm telling you what the shit is. You can't fix some shit that you don't know about, bro. You can't. And then you get there at 69 or 70 and say, I thought I was being loved all this time. That's what our parents have gone through, and that's why we all so fucked up right now.
You asked, how do we love black women? That's right here. Trust black women and listen to black women because they know more than we do what it is that they need.
I don't think that's true.
As men,
there's a lot of black women who don't know how to love.
I'm not talking about what they know how to love. I'm saying what they need as far as the reproduction. We're talking about, that's what we're talking about right now. Also, if we're going to use our privilege and power as men in society, how do we show up and be accountable? Like you said, the way to be accountable is to dismantle patriarchy, because patriarchy makes it so that men have the power and women do not.
But you can't get there unless you listen to him. We got to go, and you may not agree. We got to go to therapy. I should be in therapy right now. My girl should be in therapy. We all come from generations and generations, and you can't motherfucker sit here and tell me when I'm going through at 70, I just realized, but listen what I'm saying. We good, bro. It's not gonna get out of control. This is real shit. Bro, this is real shit. I'm telling you, you can't love a queen. Some of these girls out here in Queens because their daddies wasn't there. If your daddy ain't there from 12 to 25, you're going down a rabbit hole. Promiscuity, drugs. Gotta read more. Gotta stop getting so fucking defensive and read more, because I read. I know what the fuck I'm talking about because I'm living it.
Okay, I'm gonna stop it there because I just wanted to kind of get into more of the meat and potatoes, because there was a lot of emotions that arose in that discussion. So yeah, and so because it got more intense when Mr. Powell was talking about he was talking about how he wasn't aware. Yeah, they didn't have the wherewithal, so he was kind of getting more into that. So but you was able to hear what was said about because I think it was adding more emphasis towards women, more men needing to understand more about the needs of a woman, trusting the woman, and it goes back to how women needs to be protected. And I get all that too, but I feel like at the same time, I think we both, men and women, when it comes to what we have to experience, we all have our issues. We all, both men and women, both sides, we're effed up in different ways. So I think that it's our responsibility to, have the ability to work on ourselves.
It is. It's our responsibility to work on ourselves, be ourselves. If I'll say this. There's another. I'll say it this way. Carrie is my queen. Carrie will be the first one to tell you that she's not a queen. So I always think that the person that walks into a relationship, friends relationship, work relationship, if someone comes in elevating themselves to a point that a person has no ability to achieve, you're fighting a losing battle to begin with.
Right.
Carrie, I've told Carrie that she's my queen more than Carrie has ever had this aspect of queendom.
Yeah, she's modest about it.
I mean, she's a human. In this whole idea that a woman needs to be protected, Carrie will tell you Carrie will beat the tar out of me. And I'm a second-degree black belt in martial arts. That woman is as tough as they come, as strong as they come, physically, emotionally, every aspect that it comes with. And those are the things that a person needs to elevate themselves to, is to be able to know that I have to be able to be a strong enough human being to match this person. And it's not about being a king or a queen. It's not about this title that someone bestows upon themselves. It's about the title that is bestowed upon you by the person that cares about you the most. And when you can match that and you can deal with that, then you guys rise and elevate together. If again, like you said, God bless the man and the issues that he's gone through and how he feels, and he's got to deal with that and his direction. But to have the idea that thought process came back all the way from 450 years.
Right.
I have
yeah, right.
Of opinion.
Right, and that's why, and it goes into because I wanted to ask you about like your perspective on, because it kind of the discussion also got into the patriarchy of it all, and the logistics behind that, and so that's when the whole idea of the 450 years and what we experienced from our ancestors, and kind of a generational thing. So, and also, like I said, goes to the logic behind the patriarchy.
I'll always believe there's a matriarch and a patriarch. No one loves you like mom. No one ever loves you like mom, and that goes throughout history. And there's that part of it, and there's also the if you say it, the patriarchal part, the tough guy, the stern guy, the person that says this is the values.
Right.
I taught my son what I believe to be male values, but it wasn't an aspect of being a patriarch or a king or I'm the boss because I happen to have this particular piece of anatomy. No, there's those two different aspects in humanity, but it doesn't make someone above or over or less or under. And I also understand that there are relationships out there where someone expects you to be this big, strong, take charge, ride forward kind of thing. But you have to be able to be that person and be with the person that matches that kind of energy.
I agree.
It's the energy that you're looking at. It's not the fact that well, you're this or you're that. You're a soft person. You're a whatever. I could throw a bunch of expletives out there, and it's not necessary. Whoever you are as a person, you have to be able to match the energy of the person that you're with, that you want to be with. And when you find them and you guys, that energy matches, I'm living, breathing proof of it. I could have given up 2 marriages ago. I could have given up 2 fires ago. I could have.
Yes.
I'm here. I'm blessed. I have a fantastic relationship. I have a massively amazing wife. But I only have that because of the person that I am as well.
Yes.
I can't
has to be
without that. Those things have to go together, and that's what I mean by matching energy. You have to move together.
Yeah, thank you so much. I really appreciate you sharing your perspective on that. I really do. I wanted to do a reaction video, but I said, you know what? Let me say this to Mr. Swift, because it's been going around lately. So I said, let me share this with Mr. Smith. I said that'd be a perfect discussion for him.
And I think your foresight in that, and not even knowing really a lot of my history, but your foresight in that, and the fact of what I've dealt with.
Yes, right. Yeah.
with Carrie, it leads into that, and
It does.
every bit of completely strong feeling that this is why I feel the way I do.
Yeah, and I can hear the passionate, and you're very passionate about it. So that that's very much respected. But I'm so at this time, I mean, if I want to have a little fun with you, Mr. Swift, you still got you hold on to your script. You got your script, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, hold on to that. So I want to before we get into the to that script, I want to do a little bit of something I call this or that.
Here they come, yo. Here they come.
So this or that, Mr. Swift, is, I'll just get some random stuff out there, and you have to choose one or the other. You can't plead the fifth, and you can't choose both. You gotta choose one. And it's going to be some stuff at the top of my head, all right? You ready?
Yep.
Okay. The dirty D or corruption?
The dirty D.
I had a feeling he was going to say that. Okay.
And if you wasn't going to ask, I'll go ahead and say it right off the top. Corruption. I love corruption. I love the production, everything. The character was, although he was dirty, but he had some character. And the fact that I was blessed enough to be nominated for best supporting actor for that film. The Dirty D. I love the Dirty D. I love the character. I love the longevity. I don't have to do anything dirty, although everyone still calls me a dirty cop. I'm not anything bad in the show. So for those reasons, that's why I made that decision.
Yeah, love it. Yeah, so pasta or rice?
Pasta.
Yes, and so salsa or guacamole?
Ooh. If you're telling me I can't have both, I'm going to say salsa because I can do so much more with salsa than I can with guacamole.
Oh, okay. Duly noted. Now, construction or acting?
Acting.
I
did that other thing for far too long. My body hurts.
Okay, so speaking of that, Bengay or Epsom salt?
Say that again.
Bengay or Epsom salt?
Yeah, it would have to. Well, I'm gonna say Epsom salt because I don't put chemicals on my body, so yeah, it would.
Got it. Yeah, I had to go there. Okay, now the Ozzy brothers or the Doobie brothers?
Wow. I'm gonna say that the Isley brothers because of there's more that is known in there. The Doobie brothers had a niche, and then the lead singer went on and did his own thing for a while. So I'll go with the Isley brothers on that one.
All righty. No, not mad at that at all. Yes, and and I'm a fan of them both. Shout out to both groups. They're very much legends, and yes. Now, I'm hoping that you're familiar with this one. Okay, so we're going to go into, segue into that. So, Footsteps in the Dark by the Isley Brothers or What a Fool Believes by Doobie Brothers?
I think I'd have to hear them.
Okay.
I have to hear them because
don't worry. I'm sorry. No, I was going to say, because people always have me sing out stuff, so I'll help you out. Okay, so Footsteps in the Dark. I keep hearing footsteps, baby, in the dark, go in the dark. Sound familiar? Why? I keep hearing footsteps, baby. All right, now, and What a Fool Believes. What a fool believes. He sees the wise man has the power. They got that's kind of high.
It's so and I'd actually have to go with that one, just because it has such a a powerful Christian.
It does, right? Yeah. We take a lot of that for granted because I'm just like, oh my goodness. All right. Yeah. All right. So okay. Let me see. Because I want to get you with this. I want to get you with this. I want you to be even more stunned. Let me see. All right. Okay. So let me ask you this before I go any further. Are you still located in Detroit?
I'm sorry?
Are you still located in Detroit?
I'm just outside of Detroit, but I'm like 5 minutes away.
Have you have you been anywhere? Have you lived anywhere else?
Well, yeah, through my time in the
military. Right.
I was in New Jersey and Virginia and Texas and California, for places that I lived.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to put that because you're going to be biased. So I ain't gonna put Detroit out there. That's why I said let me ask if you lived anywhere else. So since you mentioned those places, so Virginia or Jersey?
Virginia. Jersey was humid and awful.
You said awful. Oh my goodness.
Maybe it was because of basic training, but New Jersey was awful. There was more to see in Virginia.
Okay, so pudding or yogurt?
Yogurt.
Okay, and so
all natural, organic, plain generally because flavor.
Right.
Is,
so regular pizza slice or Sicilian?
I'll do you one better and say Detroit, but regular, because that Sicilian thing is just a big old floppy. You got to fold it in half. I don't understand them New Yorkers over there. I mean,
yeah, that's where I'm originally from. Yeah, that's why I put that out there. Okay, so are you a drinker? And I can tell by the way, but I know not really because I can tell by by the way you talk about your diet. Have you ever been a drinker?
Yes, I do indive.
Oh yeah, I just saw you drink a beer. Okay, so dark or light?
Light.
Okay, and so beef and broccoli or pepper steak?
Oh, I make them both so well.
I'm sure you do. I gotta try for myself.
Follow me on Facebook. You'll see.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I've seen some dishes on Instagram.
I'm gonna probably say beef and broccoli, mostly for the texture change.
Okay.
What
are you making now?
Can get a little mushy if you don't do them right.
What are you making now?
I'm actually making shrimp with peppers and onions.
Oh wow. Okay. All right.
It's Ash Wednesday, so we're starting Lent. So there's
got it.
A no meat day. So
got it. Okay, that sounds good. Okay, duly noted. Okay, so and I think it's gonna be my last one here, so I'm gonna make it count. Okay. And I had it at the top of my tongue. Okay, so when you because I want to do more. I want to go back into your creative. So acting or directing?
You said you wanted to get me on this one. God, that is difficult for me because I love both sides of it. There's so much development in both. If you're gonna put my feet to the fire, I'm gonna say acting because I can be so many different people with directing me and try to guide people into those people.
Okay, that's good answer. All right, but good job, Mr. Smith. Good job. So now it's time for the script. I mean, whenever you're ready, as I know you're cooking, so I want to hold you too much. All right. So, Mr. Swift. So, now I'm gonna start off, and then the second verse you follow me. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you got it.
Yeah. You're gonna start off on the second verse.
Yeah, well, the script. It's just a script because they're not supposed to know what we, what we're doing or what it is. They're supposed to guess. I leave them guessing. Yeah, yeah. So Mr. Swift, now here's the come a time where you're going to have to really show your true talent, Mr. Swift, because you never know who's watching, and this could be the performance that can make or break your career. So you need to put your best foot forward, Mr. Swift. So are you ready for this?
I have time.
Yeah, are you really ready?
Well, let's go. We'll see if I'm ready. Let's go do it.
No, I need you to be more confident. Are you ready, Mr. Swift?
I'm ready. Let's go do this.
All right. And action. Is it daylight? I can't tell no more. I mean, it's like I never had this condition before. Like everywhere I turn, like everything I do is. Was I mistaken about you? I mean, it just seems to hang on.
I apologize because I'm not sure if I have.
Just deliver it. On that. Bro. Get in character with it.
I got you. So, wasn't I clever?
Yeah, you want me to start over?
No, I got you right here.
All right, but that's second part. Aside from wanting.
Okay, now I get where you're. Okay. Aside from wanting you, aside from needing you, let me give you an idea. It ain't just the tears. It's the fact of it is. I can't go nowhere. I can't be the same. I don't know my name. I don't understand just why. I mean, why?
Yeah, it just seems to hang on. Like, wasn't I clever? As only as I could be. But honey, but tell me what's happening, honey. Like, what's bothering me?
I mean, aside from the dreams, I had nothing else. I had nothing. Nothing else exists. I mean, honey, listen, it's you I miss.
I mean,
leave me like this.
Yeah, I can't go nowhere. I mean, I can't be the same. I mean, I don't even know my name. I mean, I can't understand this. It just seems to hang on. Like snowball rolling down the hill. I mean, I look behind me. It just stands still. Like it just seems to hang on. Just follow me. Like I can't go nowhere.
Yeah, I can't go nowhere.
Go to the end.
I can't be the same. I don't know my name. I don't understand just why.
Just seems. I know. I feel the same way. I mean, it just seems to hang on. It just seems to hang on. Like snowball. Just. I told you before. The snowball rolling down the hill. I mean, you look behind me. It stands still. It just seems to hang on. Improvise.
Oh, lose me. I mean, come on, lose me.
Please.
Look, I can't go nowhere.
I can't be the same. I
don't know my name.
I can't understand it. I can't understand it either. Like,
why?
It just seems to hang on. And scene. And scene. So
we got through it.
Yeah, magnificent. I mean, this is all. This was not rehearsed. Mr. Swift, he was ready. He didn't have to get ready. He stayed ready.
And that in the business, folks, is what we call a cold read.
A cold read.
You get a piece of material, and you gotta walk away for like 3 minutes, and come back and perform this piece of material. That's the spot that we were put on.
And it's an honor for me. But it's an honor for me because I was able to have the opportunity to share the scene with you, Mr. Smith. That was an honor right there. But you need to. I'm gonna DM you. I did this with Emery Lawrence, DC Chambers, and Nelson J. Davis. You need to see those.
It's interesting.
Yeah, I'm gonna send it. I'm gonna send it to you. Yes, it is so fun for me, and it's just so I enjoy it. But I want to just do 2 final questions before we wrap up, Mr. Swift.
Okay.
And I love the answers that I received from this, from these questions. So, Mr. Swift, if you had the opportunity to have 5 people at the seat of your table, dead or alive, who would they be and why? And I need the why for each one.
Robin Williams.
Okay, why?
He's such an enigmatic talent.
Yes.
The man could go from, in not only his improvisational talent, but his talent to be able to do Mork and Mindy and 1 Hour Photo in the same skin. It's just a phenomenal talent. Abraham Lincoln.
Oh, okay.
His thought and reason is, in looking back on his life and things I've studied, things I've seen, things I've heard, his thought and reason and the way that I relate so much to the fact that he taught lessons telling stories. Denzel Washington.
Okay. All right.
I've learned in not only watching him, and the man is he's a big fan of the stage, and
yes,
and I commend him for that. I can't do it. I did it. I wasn't comfortable. So I commend him for that. You said 5.
Yes.
Sergeant Parker.
Who's that?
He was my instructor in ROTC when I was in
Sergeant Parker. Okay.
And why? And I'll give you the 5th one as well. And it might be a little surprising, but I'm going to say my dad. I'd love to have both my parents, but there's you got to spread this out a little bit. Mom always had a way of knowing and bragging and talking. And if I had mom at the table, for one, she would never stop talking and no one else would ever get a word in. So she, and then she would just start crying. Where dad, I guess it's just one of those things that I kind of want to be sure that he's proud of me.
Oh wow. Wow.
It's, neither one of my parents were around when I started this. They were gone for decades. And for anyone that's lost their parents and is doing something they believe to be so profound, for me, I should say, I don't want to say anyone. I don't want to speak for anyone, but for me, it's I really like to have the knowing and not always just the belief that they're proud.
Yeah, I see the emotion there. So yeah. So yeah, but thank you so much for that. I would love to be a fly on that wall. With those people at the table.
Yeah.
So now,
It would be an interesting conversation.
It would be. But those people, yes, absolutely. Now, who would get the big piece of chicken and why?
My dad.
Okay.
I would hurt anyone else that tried to take it.
Wow. Ain't that something?
My dad. He just, he growing up, there was 8 of us, like I said, there was 8 of us in a family, and we were poor. So when we had a whole chicken, Dad cut it so that everyone had
a piece.
My dad's piece was the back.
And
if you ever eaten the back of a chicken, which I dearly love because the meat on it is so rich and flavorful, but it's very sparse. And my father was 6'2.5",
a big guy,
pounds plus. He's a big man, but he knew the sacrifice that his family had to eat before he did. So he would eat the basically, if you want to call it, the scraps,
chicken butt, to
make sure that the family had. And so, no, if he was here right now, he'd get
the big piece.
You get first plate.
Yes, it was long overdue.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. So now, this question, Mr. Swift, I take from the late great James Lipton from Inside the Actor Studio. So, William Swift, when you enter into the pearly gates, what would you want God to say?
What do I want him to say, or what I think he's going to say?
No, what do you want him to say? What do you want God to say?
I guess to be very basic, just good job.
Fair enough.
You know, I again, if you watch Is It Real, go back and watch the movie. You'll get an understanding of my understanding or in my belief system, my understanding on when it comes to A, partially religion, B, you know, actually getting to that spot, because a lot of what we deal with in Is It Real is purgatory.
True.
Purgatory is well, that's part of the movie is what we deal with, because a lot of the film is inside of purgatory, or at least my aspect of purgatory, and it's a place where questions are asked and answers have to be given. You can't hide from them, and so I know that, you know, throughout the things I've done in my life, there's going to be a lot of questions. If I'm fortunate enough to get there, that means I did a good enough job to get past the things that I did wrong and to learn from them and to better myself because of it.
And well, very well said, Mr. Swift. Very well said. And this right here, ladies and gentlemen, is Mr. William Swift, the incomparable William Swift. And I am so humbled by this conversation. And the fact that you took this much time with me is just says a lot about who you truly are as a person. And so it really resonates with, you know, the way you speak about your wife, the way you speak about your work, and everything in between, and the passion that you bring in. And so I just am honored to just be within, you know, just kind of being able to absorb all of what I was able to experience tonight. So I just want to thank you so much for your service. Thank you so much for your work. And thank you for everything that you are bringing to the table in the near future. So on that note, I just want to give you your flowers, you know, and just let you know how much I appreciate you.
Well, I want to thank you for giving me the time and the platform. I mean, you know, we don't always, you know, in this field, we don't always get this kind of in depth. And I don't have an issue. I don't have a problem talking about my past, because in my life, because it got me to where I'm standing right now, and it got me to, you know, if I didn't have those experiences, and I'm a huge firm believer in everything happens the way it's supposed to.
Absolutely.
So you do those things, you go through those things you were supposed to, and what you take out of them and where you go with them is what makes you. So blessed to have, you know, a phenomenal life, a phenomenal wife, a phenomenal, and I still say a beginning of a career that I hope that everyone enjoys, and, you know, all the people that that, you know, and let's just, you know, if anyone out there is looking to work, let's work together. Let's go do it.
Yes, and yes, we are looking forward to that. Yes.
Enjoy and expect a whole lot more, because I'm not slowing down.
Well, yeah, if you need, you know, someone behind the scenes, you know, I have some experience in PA work, you know, and I could travel if you need me to, Mr. Swift. I mean, I you know, I can do that. So please let me know, you know. Yes. So, but ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Mr. William Swift, William B. All right. Thank you so much. And you have a good one. Enjoy your meal.
And enjoy the look forward to talking to you again soon.
Absolutely.
Out there, reach out to me on socials. You'll find me. It's this big bald head.
Yes. Yeah, I'm gonna everything's gonna be in my description box, so you'll see it.
Awesome. All right. Have a great night. You guys enjoy.
Oh yeah, you too. Thank you so much, Mr. Swift. And yeah, so I just really appreciate him taking the time. I mean, we've been speaking for over 2 hours, and when I do these interviews, you know, I'm not really pressed by the time, and, you know, unless they are, I'm not. You know, when I'm able to sit down with someone and able to absorb everything that's that they present, and they take the time to do it, I'm going to humble myself and I'm going to receive it. You know, I just hope that you were able to receive as much as possible, and I'm hoping that this video don't be taken down. So if it is, please make sure that you just get as much as you can. I'm hoping that at least I'll have the time to kind of do some editing, but I'm hoping that it stays up because it's been quite a bit of profanity and all that good stuff. But I do what I can. What can I do? All right. But I just really am so humbled by my experience. And I know I haven't been doing as consistent content, the last couple of weeks, but, that's going to happen real soon. I hope that you caught, a couple of the interviews that I've done. Shout out to Humble Start Will, who I interviewed with last week. I really enjoyed interviewing with him. To me, that's one of my top tier interviews that I've done. That's one of my top favorite interviews that I've done. So please make sure you look out for that interview. And my next interview is going to be next week on the 25th, same time, with Bubs DeGard. So I'm looking forward to talking with him as well. I really thank him for being able to sit with me because we've been, back and forth and discussing, when he was able to be on because he's been occupied with some things. So he was able to get back to me, and I'm going to be talking with him next. And the next thing that comes up, I'll let you know. But in the meantime, in between time, I'm going to continue to try to do as much content as I can, and I try to steer clear of the celebrity gossip and the trending topics because there's a lot of them. There's so many of them, and I try to add my little 2 cents, just like I did with that podcast with Mr. Powell. I tried to do the reactionary stuff, but there's so many content creators that you can go to for that. There's so many different platforms that you can go to that has all the different stuff about Fantasia and her father and her, him questioning her husband's motives, and Corey Holcomb and lead attorney, who, if you're familiar with them, I've been aware of what's been going on. I've been having my ear to the streets. I just want to focus my energy on that, but if it comes up, in conversation at times, and, then I'm open to discussing it. But as far as my primary focus is these wonderful interviews that I've been given, and also some reaction videos and discussing, some of those things that's been talked about, discussing my spiritual walk, whether I'm taking a walk to the store or on my way to church, or just those little snippets, here and there. But I do appreciate those who come through to support, and I look forward to my next interview, and I look forward to sharing my space with you again real soon. So in the meantime, have a good one.